In preparation for the COD game that comes out this fall, I thought it would be helpful to make a series of videos focused around helping people get back into zombies. Sort of like refreshers for people who haven't played in a while, or a guide for people getting into zombies for the first time. For the first video of this series, we will be looking at Zetsubou No Shima. This guide will cover building the shield, turning on power, building the gas mask, activating Pack-a-Punch, obtaining the skull of Nan Sapwe, building and upgrading the KT-4, and completing the Easter egg. There will be chapter markers on this video to help you find whatever you're looking for, and I'll do my best to make this as quick and efficient as possible. Let's get started. Let's start with the shield. The first thing you want to do is come over here to Lab B and check this tree right here. That's where it was in my game. If it wasn't for you, come over to this tree over here. It'll be right here on the exact same spot, and if it isn't there, come over and look at this tree right here. It should be right on that. The next location we're going to check for the next piece is under Lab A. So you're going to come up through here and you're going to look at this column right here. If it's not there, look to the column to its right, and it can be right here as well. If it's not, just turn around right next to this Kudo wall by. It'll be on this part of the wall where it is in my game. Now the final piece of the shield is going to be right at the entrance to the bunker. You're going to come up to this room on your right. It's the artillery room. Walk around the artillery gun, come up this little slope here. On your left, you'll see it on this little piece of rubble. That's where it was in my game. If it wasn't there for you, it can be on this corner over here as well. And then if it wasn't there, the last spot will be on this stack of rubble right here. Now you just go to pretty much any build station you want to, and you can build the shield. Next, let's look at activating power. So you're going to come over here to this blue water right here, and make sure you have a bucket. You'll be able to get a whole thing of blue water. And then you're going to head up to the top of Lab A, and you'll see it pretty much as soon as you walk in, this little cup thing right here. Just put the water in there. It'll completely drain your bucket, so you'll have to go get more blue water. Then you're going to head to Lab B, come up to pretty much the same spot you would in Lab A. You'll see another one of those bucket things. Put it in there, and this will only keep the power active for a little bit. So once you've done both, you'll want to head to the entrance to the bunker. You'll see both the lights are green. You can just go up and hold F, activate the door. It'll open. There'll be a couple zombies inside. They'll turn into thrashers, but after you kill those, it's pretty easy. You're just going to want to head pretty much straight through, and then once you get to Pack-a-Punch, go to the door to your left, and you're going to come down here. Past that door, you'll see the power switch. It's going to say that you can't turn it on yet. You need to unclog the underwater area. So have everyone in your team come down in here, and you'll pretty much just want to clear the webs on this as if it was like any other thing you have webs on. You just hold F. Once you've cleared those webs, it's going to be a small lockdown. You can use the spores to get air back, or you can just pop up into these little air pockets. But pretty much just chill in here, kill zombies if they show up, and then it only lasts maybe 30 seconds. And then once that's done, you can go back over and pick up this little piece for Pack-a-Punch, which you'll need later if you're doing that. Which, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. But then you can come over here and you can hit the power switch. Since we talked about blue water earlier, I figured now would be a good time to mention purple water can be found down here in the room with the body bags. And green water can be located outside of the fast travel or just behind Lab B. Moving on to the gas mask, there are 3 locations for 3 parts. The first one can be on this box right here. If it's not there, keep going forward, and on this bit of scaffolding on the boxes next to the rock, you'll see it right here. If it's not there, it'll be up on the stairs next to the perk machine on this box here. The next thing is the wire. That'll be located here at the plane wreck. If you come up to the right side here, you might see it on this bit right here. If it's not there, just go through the tunnel, and it'll be on your left as soon as you walk out right there where it was in our game. And if you don't see it there, then it'll be on the rocks to the left of the mystery box right over here. The last piece will be located over here to the room left of the power switch. If you run out here, it'll be on this box right as you walk out. If it's not there, turn to your right, and by the bottom of the zipline, it can be on this box here. If it's not there, next to this wall by it, it'll be sitting on this rock. Then you can go to pretty much any build station to build this thing. It'll allow you to run through spores without coughing, and it's very helpful. And then that circle on the bottom is the charge, so if it runs out, you can just grab a new one. Now we can go over Pack-a-Punch. This one's pretty easy. So you've already got the first piece from turning on power, so that's already out of the way. Then you're going to go to this room over here, and you're going to knife these bodies that are wrapped up in webs. All you really have to do is go up, knife them, zombies will spawn out of them, and then one of them throughout the room, it can be on the first or second floor if you go up those stairs in the back. One of them will drop a little dial thing that'll come out. So in my game, it was this one right here. You knife that, and then I just killed the zombies around me, and then picked that up, and then that was that part out of the way. The last piece is the wheel. It's going to be down in the room next to the KT4 room. So you're going to come down here past Mule Kick into this underwater tunnel section, and you can possibly see it on the left here, or it'll be right through here. It can be in this room, or it can be in this last room over here. Pretty much any room down in this little area. It's just like a little section of rooms. It's pretty simple. You'll find it. It's glowing yellow, so it's pretty easy to see. Once you've got all of them, come back to Pack-a-Punch and hold F on this one here. Then you can run to the one behind it, hold F on here. And then lastly, just the one on the left here. And once you've done that, the door will open and you're good to Pack-a-Punch. Next, we're going to go over the Skull of Nan Sapwe. This is pretty simple. So right when the game starts, I always look at what symbol is on my pedestal here in the spawn room. It'll literally be the first thing you see when you start. Then you're going to want to make your way over to the challenge podium right over here. And there will be 4 skulls in the middle. Just look for whatever skull has the symbol you're looking for the podium you're doing. So for me, it was this one. Then all you got to do is run back over, set it in there. It'll spawn some zombies. This first one's really easy because it's in spawn. So you just got to sit there, defend the podium from the zombies. Only the ones that come out of the green portals really attack it. But when they're done, you just pick them up and take them back to the podium and put them there, grab the next one. So this one's at the plane station. After I've done that, I pick it up and I run back to the podium and I set it down. And then I always just grab a random skull just in case I happen to go to the next one on accident. So the other one's going to be over here to the left of the power switch. You're going to place it right here. Defend it, pick it up, put it back. Last one's down here in the KT4 room, and this one does spawn some thrashers, so be aware of that. I usually get a Pack-a-Punch gun, but I didn't here. I almost died. Anyway, once you've got all of them, you just put them back in the middle, and then this tree on the right should get struck by lightning, and then it'll get lifted up. And you can go down these stairs into the room with the skull. Once you're down here, all you do is hold F on the skull. It'll spawn some keepers around the outside of the room. They're literally one-shot melees, so I just run around and knife everyone. And I think it's soul based, so you just kill them until you've got enough souls. But once that's done, all you do is hold F on it, and then you've got it. You can left click. It will completely kill any zombie that's in front of you with the vaporize, and then right click the mesmerize. From what I know, it's just for the Easter egg or for the spider bait thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go over building and upgrading the KT4. This is a pretty long process, so the first thing you want to do is come down here into the room past the underwater area where we got the wheel for Pack-a-Punch. At the very bottom, you can shoot the spore to get some air back, but you're going to grab this plant. That's the very first piece. Next, you want to come over to Lab B and pretty much just train zombies around this bottom area here. Eventually, one of them is going to spawn with this little green thing on him. You can see him there. And when you kill him, he's going to drop a little vial, and that's the second piece. And you can do these in any order. This is just the order we happen to go in. After that, just wait for a spider to spawn in, and then you're going to want to come to Lab A here. You can head up top. There will be a little thing to push. You can drop the cage down, and then just bring a spider over there. It'll have a little purple mist coming out. It just attracts the spiders into it. So just stand next to the cage. A spider will walk inside. Then you just go back up top, hold F on the thing again, and it'll bring the spider up. This little syringe will stab it and get the spider juice out, or whatever it is. And that should be the last piece. So once you've picked that up, all you have to do is go back down to the KT4 building room, which is down under the bunker. And once you're there, all you got to do is press F on the little table. It'll do a little animation, so it takes a second, and then you'll be able to pick it up, and you've got the base KT4. But this is just the beginning. We still got to upgrade it. But now, pretty much just pick up your KT4, and you're going to want to head over to this little area here, the fast travel. Hit it and wait till you pass this area with the blue rock. It'll be on your right here on that last green. If you press F the moment you pass it, you should see that your bucket is filled with rainbow water. You're going to bring that down to the area you got the plant originally, and you're going to pull out your Skull of Nan Sapwe, and you'll be able to mesmerize the wall to your right. So once you get down here, you can always shoot the spore to get more air. But you'll pull out the skull, mesmerize this wall, and you'll see it'll disappear. You can go in there, plant a seed, and then use rainbow water on it. Then you'll have to do that once every round for the next 3 rounds. So I always just wait and do it right at the beginning of the round. After you've done it for the 3rd time, come back down here and you'll be able to pick up this plant. It won't show up in your inventory, but as long as it disappears, you've gotten it. So after you've got that, that's all you need the rainbow water for. Next, what I always do is the spider boss fight. Come over to blue water and shoot the blue web with your KT4. You can slide down into here, and this will start the little spider boss fight. This fight isn't that hard, but I do like that there's 2 boss fights on this map. I think it's pretty cool. So once you're down here, you just want to shoot the spider whenever it has the orange, like, foaming stuff coming out of its mouth, like that. You just shoot it here. You'll notice you've done enough damage because it'll have a little animation. Keep doing that. Every once in a while, it'll spit these little blue areas on the ground. Don't stand in them because they hurt. And then it can also send out spiders off its back to come attack you. Once you've done enough damage, though, you just keep shooting it in the mouth. Eventually, it'll die. And when it does, you're going to want to go up to the body as it's on the ground, and you'll be able to hold F. And you can see in this game, I'll pick up one of the teeth on the side on the bottom right there. It just disappears. So once you've gotten that, you're pretty much done. And if you come into here, you get free Widow's Wine. If you stand in this little thing, it'll give you the option to get it for free. I didn't grab it yet because I don't know why. Next, you want to make sure you get all your challenges done. So you can see those on the pillar here at the challenge podium. And once everyone in their game has all the challenges done, so everyone in your game, not just one person, when they're all done, the podium will get struck by lightning every minute or so. And make sure you have a shield. You'll want to stand up here with your shield out, or you can just have it on your back, I think, but it helps to have it out. Wait for it to get struck by lightning like that, and then whoever has the electrified shield, you're going to want to go to lab B and go up top to where the cage is on that lab, not lab A this time, we're going to the other one, and shock that with your shield. It'll open the door, and another person, or the first person, if you're in solo, you can do it on your own, but the second person gets in the cage, then you drop the cage, it'll bring you down into the bottom, and when you're down there, there will be a little vial on this skeleton. Pick that up, and that is the last piece. So yeah, in solo, this will bring you back up on your own. You just shock it, get in, and it'll go. But on multiplayer, you do need someone to bring you back up. So then you go over this table here, place your KT4, and just wait a little bit. It'll do a little animation, and then you've got the upgraded KT4. One of the best wonder weapons. It's really, really, really good. Alright, now let's go through the Easter egg. So for this, you will need the shield and the skull of Nan Sapwe and the upgraded KT4, all the things like that. And you will need the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum to complete this Easter egg. So you're going to come down to the room where you got that one piece of Pack-a-Punch right by the purple water. You're going to pull out your skull, and you're going to use the Mesmerize, the right click on this little piece of paper here. The full thing will appear. And then keep your skull out, because if you put it away, you'll have to get kills to get it back. But just keep it out and run over towards the entrance of the bunker. And when you get over here on the right wall, this area, just mesmerize that as well. And this will open the door to the cog room where you're going to put the cogs later for the elevator. Next, get some blue water. Make sure you have a couple seeds. It definitely helps because this part's a little bit RNG, so it might not be on your first try. But what I always do is I do one seed here, put some blue water on it. It does have to be blue water for this. You'll have to water a seed 3 times with blue water and shoot it with the KT4. So I do that one. I do this one right here. And I do the one in spawn. So once I've gotten all 3s with blue water, you'll have to have whoever has the KT4 in your game has to come by and shoot it. Doesn't have to be the upgraded, just the normal. Just shoot these with the KT4. It'll have this little green effect as like a fertilizer. And you're going to want to do this for 3 rounds straight. So all 3 of them, water them with blue water and shoot them with the KT4. After watering and shooting these plants for 3 rounds, you should open them up, and you have like a 50-50 shot, so keep trying if you don't get it. But you should see a little artillery missile. I don't know how it grew in a plant, but that's what you're looking for. You want to get that right there. Once you've got it, head over to the artillery room. It's directly right towards the entrance of the bunker, and hold F on the cannon to load it, and then don't hold F again because you got to wait. After you've loaded this in, you'll hear a little click, and you'll probably notice at this point in the map, you'll see this plane that flies overhead every once in a while like that. It's pretty hard to miss. It's pretty huge. And you pretty much just want to wait there until the plane flies overhead, and then you just hold F on this artillery gun. It'll shoot out and blow up the plane. Then you want to look in the sky, see where this cog is going to land. You'll see a bit of smoke in the air, so it usually either ends up by the green water or by the blue water. For me, and pretty much most of the time I play this map, it's always right here. So pick that up, and that is the first of 3 cogs. You'll also want to make sure you have Anywhere But Here for this next one. You're going to come into Widow's Vine right here, where you found it. Use Anywhere But Here, and it'll teleport you up into this room. And when you're up here, all you got to do is walk over here and grab this cog. It'll always be right there. And then to get down, you just walk out here, and it puts you right at Lab A. Now, the last cog we need to get is from doing this little zipline thing. It's kind of risky, especially if you're in solo, but what you want to do is have someone with an electric shield. In my game, we have one person at the bottom who has an electric shield ready, and then the person at the top takes the zip line, and then right when they're over the dock, the person on the bottom shocks the panel, and it'll drop the person off the zip line, and they can pick up this cog on the dock here. If you're in solo, you just shock the top panel, and then when you're riding across, just hit your melee button, and you'll drop off. But you have to make sure you're over the dock, otherwise you fall off and you die, and it's not very fun. So yeah, make sure if you're doing it on 2-player, have the person who's on the zip line tell the other person when to melee it and drop them. So once you've gotten all 3 cogs, put them on this little elevator thing here. It'll open the door, you can hop in, hit the button, and you go down to the boss fight. Now, this boss fight's pretty easy. As long as you have an upgraded KT4, you will need that for this part of the Easter egg. Make sure you've got your skull charged up. Make sure you got a brand new shield, because this boss fight is pretty much just surviving. You don't really have to worry about any damage or anything like that. So once you're out here, you got to shoot these little orange spots on these vines with the KT4 upgraded. Otherwise, it's not going to work. The normal KT4 won't work on this. It has to be upgraded. So yeah, once you've shot all 3 of those, this door will open and you're in the boss fight room. All you do is come up to Takeo here, shoot that little orange spot on him, and then you just got to survive. So, I mean, it'll spawn a ton of thrashers, a ton of spiders. All you got to do really is, if you really want, I mean, you can just run around. You don't have to kill anything. Just keep running around and pay attention to Takeo in the center there. Don't get too close to him because he does slam on the ground and it can hurt you. But just wait until the vines that are coming out of him, you can see them there. Eventually, they'll have a little orange weak spot on them, just like that. You pull out your KT4, shoot that, and then just run around some more. I think you do this 3 or 4 times, and then after the last one, you shoot it, and then everything else around you will die. You'll get stuck in place, fade to white or whatever, and then you are in the cutscene. And yeah, that's it. That's Zetsubou. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. One of the best maps of all time, I'll be honest. It's pretty great. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.